So, doctor, do you think cyber attack can ever be eradicated?
It is a very good question, and many times people might answer this question as a technical question, like we should have cybersecurity in place, we should invest so much of money at nation level to prevent cyber attacks. But I definitely think like many of these cyber attacks are because of the human beings or the nations who are actually state sponsoring hackers or cyber criminals to perform or invent new cyber attack methodologies, new technologies, new ways to hamper economy of the other country. And they are having malicious intention, they have criminal mindset. And that can be only stopped if we have change in human behavior as a long-term solution, or we should stop enmity uh, as a states or as a nations. So I guess the right answer which I thought of is we should spread lot of love. There should be love within
Wow.
communities, within nations, and there should not be enmity, which will reduce the cyber attack completely. It can reduce by 99.99%. So that human behavior change is really needed, and we should spread lot of love, lot of collaboration among countries. That is the only way. We should have a lot of humanity in nations.
The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. At Permasize AI Forge, we know you're ambitious, but are manual tasks like admin, lead generation, nurturing, and onboarding holding you back from truly scaling your business? Imagine saving dozens of hours every week, freeing you to deepen client relationships and execute high-impact strategy. Our clients aren't just imagining it. They're saving countless hours per week and doubling their revenue within months. We custom-build AI automation systems that eliminate the grind. From effortless lead generation and nurturing to seamless onboarding, we give you back the most valuable resource, your time, so you can focus on building those vital human connections and driving strategic growth. Stop letting repetitive tasks limit your potential. It's time to build a business that works for you, not the other way around. Ready to unlock your true scaling power? Visit PermasizeAIForge.com and book your free AI audit call today to discover how you can save time and double your revenue. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Intelligence Forge YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Our guest today is Dr. Shekar Pawar. He's going to be introducing himself, and then we take it off from there. Doctor, you are welcome to our podcast.
Thank you very much.
Can you start by introducing yourself, your background, the job you do, your company, and just introduce yourself to our audience?
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm Dr. Shekar Pawar. I'm founder of and CEO of Security Incorporation, Delaware, United States, as well as I'm founder and CEO of Security IT and Cybersecurity headquartered in Mumbai, India. And since January 2016, I'm leading Security IT and Cybersecurity in India, which is primarily working in cybersecurity audits, solutions, and software development. And also we are providing teleservices pan-India, being Tata Teleservice channel partner. Apart from that, I started Security Law Incorporation in 2022, and that company is more focused on our cybersecurity services and solutions and the framework which I invented for small and medium enterprises. So we generally provide maximum of cybersecurity solutions like vulnerability assessment, penetration test, widely known as VAPT services, then source code security review, which is known as SAST, and we also provide virtual CISO kind of service. If a few companies, they don't have budget to recruit CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, so they can outsource that role to us, and we have some kind of annual contract with them. So we are helping in that area as well.
Wow, fantastic. Wow, you're doing a good job. Maybe just a follow-up to that, who are your ideal client? Definitely, I know you're not working with every company, but there will be some specific company you normally want to target.
So we are now, around 80% of our business is focused on cybersecurity services. and we are mostly providing these services for banking and financial service sector, manufacturing sector, healthcare, education, and e-commerce, e-learning. These kind of clients we are mostly working on. We have worked with few government organization as a subcontractor, like oil and natural gas provider company, or few government web audits also we have done. Apart from that, we have done data center audits as well as ATM machine audit for bank, net banking portals of the bank. And most of the target audience today we are focusing are small and medium enterprises, which are known as SMEs, or few countries call it as a small and medium businesses, SMBs, and countries like India call those as micro, small and medium enterprises, MSME. So these are our ideal customers.
Wow, that's a lot of clientele base for you. I guess, yeah, you've got a lot of things in your hands to work with. All right, so let's look at some of your journey. I mean, you founded a company in 2016, you expanded in 2022. Okay, what motivates you to start your own cybersecurity company? Probably you must have seen some certain gap or some problems that you think you'll be able to solve. So what was the motivation, especially in the early days?
So I was working as a manager in Capgemini earlier. I've been mostly working for United States clients and Swedish client in Europe, and I was very settled in my professional life. I was handling pretty big team, like around 50 people as a software delivery, and I was also getting opportunity of CMM level 5 assessment team member and many cybersecurity audits I was facing. I was at Stockholm, Sweden, as my on-site assignment for a few years, and my wife was also with me for a few months, and we went for a movie called Jobs, which is based on Steve Jobs' journey of Apple. And I was thinking since long that I want to do something different than my comfort zone. I wanted to start something from scratch. And when I saw that movie, Jobs, that day after that movie, I almost decided to start my venture. And it took me around 2 years after that day to take formal resignation, to give formal resignation from my earlier organization and to start a new venture after closing all my home loan and other financial liabilities. I started my venture as bootstrapped with my own funds, savings, without any loan, without any investor, and till today, we are not having any loan, any funding from outside. We are a bootstrap organization, and we are delivering assignments from our earnings. We are going for next month and next year, like that. But in near future, probably I will go for VC funding because I'm looking to scale in global market. So that is my journey been.
Wow, that's fascinating. Incredible. I mean, every business has their own ups and downs, challenges, you know. Can you share some of those challenges, ups and downs that you have seen in your business, especially in the early days? I mean, when you started, and some of the wins. Definitely, every business also have some wins. So maybe you want to share, all those in terms of what your journey looks like.
Successful entrepreneurship journey, you need to have 5 things, either of one thing of these 5 or maximum things of these 5 items, which I'm going to list. First thing, you can have Shakti, which is known as strength. You can have Vyakti, which is person or community support. Yukti means strategy or skill to strategize something. Then Buddhi means intelligence. And Bhakti means devotion or worship towards your divine journey. When I started my business, I am from non-business background family. In our families, no one did business till date, and everyone is having government employment or private employment. So it was a very strange journey for me if I'm thinking as an entrepreneur, leaving the job and starting some new venture. And that time I was not even having any community support because we are not from business community. I was not having any proper money or funding, very big fundings like that. I was not having strength in financial side. I was not having very high intelligence as a strategy because I know no one did business in my family. But I was having intelligence, I was having my knowledge, and secondly, I was having devotion. I am worshipping a divine and I'm doing meditation since I guess 2004. And prior to that, also, I'm doing a lot of devotional journey. So these intelligence means I can study hard, I can work hard, I can gain knowledge, I can work on myself, my journey. So that was, and along with the devotion towards divine, these two strengths I worked on, and then I went ahead. During pandemic, actually we faced lot of challenges. My company graph was going like this, and suddenly when everything was stuck, I was in Mumbai, and for around 1.5 years or 2 years, we were in complete lockdown. We are not allowed to go anywhere. We are stuck here at home. And that was the time where I went to almost zero as a business. But during that, I studied hard. I completed my doctorate in cybersecurity from SSBM Geneva, Switzerland, where I invented a new framework of cybersecurity for small and medium enterprises known as BDSLCCI. So I utilize my knowledge, my devotion towards studies, and I invented something new during lockdown. So this is how you are actually in a worst time you are thinking positive and you are trying to invent something new in that setback. So then afterwards I launched this cybersecurity framework, which we will probably discuss in this podcast ahead. So and I created a web-based platform for it to make it easy for small and medium enterprises. So that was kind of winning situation for me.
Wow, that's a big project for you. Anyway, we will dive into that as we go along. But tell me, the cybersecurity industry is always evolving, and you know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of threat. The landscape is not stable. There's always threat here and there. But how has your company adapted to stay ahead of some of these changes?
You are rightly saying it is very much changing in environment or changing industry as compared to other industries, because we also study around 10 to 15 new cyber attack every day. So, and every time there are new methodologies, a new way of doing disruption to the particular industry. So we are studying that, and with the AI, artificial intelligence, quantum computing advancement, cyber crimes will go next level. And there is no other option to learn things and to rapidly change as much as you can to cope with these cyber security challenges. It is a knowledge business. I always say it is not cybersecurity business, it's a knowledge business, because we are having good programming knowledge, we have good cybersecurity knowledge. So in our organization, we are always investing a lot in knowledge, gaining knowledge, learning new technologies like blockchain, reading more on quantum AI and new cyber attacks, new methodologies which are evolving, new kind of ransomware attack, what is happening in which country. So we generally study, and that is the only way to be in sync with the market as threat landscape is changing every day.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, the cybersecurity threat around the world today, it's insane. If you develop something today, if you're not careful, the next day, they've developed a way to actually counter it. And then you have to stay ahead. And I think some of the jobs you are doing is also to help, ensuring that these bad people are not, did not overwhelm, the systems. But thank you so much for sharing that. Let's dive into AI integration. This is one of the topic or the biggest topic that is trending today. Everybody's talking about AI. Different opinion, different perspective. I mean, I've heard in the last few weeks now, different opinion. But anyway, my question to you, Doctor, is how are you adapting AI into your cybersecurity space? I mean, how have you seen AI helping you, and what tool exactly are you using? If you want to share that with our audience.
Look, nowadays AI is no business can run without AI. That is first thing. AI is not as it is portrayed by people. Generally, people who are non-technical, they feel like AI is very advanced level of technology which they can't adopt. But many of the endpoint detection and response, EDR solutions, XDR solutions, like antivirus endpoint protection solutions, are always using deeply infused with AI and machine learning technologies, and for enhanced threat detection, reducing false positive, and automating response actions. So AI is always we are using. People are not aware like what is going on in background. They feel like they have antivirus on their endpoint or laptop, desktop, but at the background, companies are already using AI. There are like the Microsoft Defender for endpoint is also having AI integration at Microsoft ecosystem. People are not even aware of it. So indirectly, people are using AI in daily life. Apart from that, there are many such AI platforms which are evolved by the cyber criminals also, and they are using those AI platforms to do sophisticated cyber attacks. So that is again growing cyber attack strategies across on the dark web and darknet. And then these hackers, cyber criminal gangs, I would say like there are 1,300 known cyber criminal gangs right now in the world. I saw it, that data on one of the website they have published. So can you imagine these are known gangs? There are many gangs which are not known to us. And these people are actually generally state sponsored, like the enemy countries are actually sponsoring AI quantum kind of technologies for them. So they have a lot of funding to perform advanced level cyber attacks. So there are AI tools in practice in both cybersecurity as well as at the cyber criminal side. So we can't, no one can sustain without AI integration nowadays.
But is there a specific tool you're using currently that you can just share with us briefly? And how has this, especially the benefit that you're gaining from that? So maybe give us a specific example of a particular process that you're using a specific AI tool for. And then let's look at the benefit versus if you are not using that tool, like you using your normal traditional method.
Look, there are few AI technologies which are being used by hackers where they are actually able to identify zero-day vulnerabilities so faster. Before, suppose Microsoft is publishing what is the resolution, within that few hours, they are able to perform advanced level of cyber attacks using AI tools. Same way, there are security operation center SOC services provided by us in collaboration with Tata Teleservices, which are actually having managed security kind of services where there are 24/7 monitoring and threat detection technologies. There are real-time incident response and reporting mechanisms. So all these are AI at the background because that is the only thing which we can do multiple things parallel to resolution and reporting and identifying the issues or gaps in the system. And many people are not aware like AI is there in background, but as a technician we knew like the AI is changing the way of working because hackers are also using AI, and so cybersecurity should have AI to prevent any major cyber attacks. So that is how we are using AI in many use cases. Again, there are few AI tools which are helping you to comply with reporting mechanism for HIPAA or GDPR kind of compliances, and those AI tools are again able to integrate with different systems, till OT system, operation technology system, IoT systems, ERP, cloud. So AI tool integrations are very important nowadays.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, I guess this is another revelation, if I have to put it that way, that AI is always working in the background in a lot of ways, but some people may not even know it. And they may just think that, well, they are just the one doing what they are doing. Well, I think that is really fascinating. Okay, let's dive into the magic wand question. So, if you have a magic wand to do, what AI tool do you or will you actually want to have in your hand that can help you in your cybersecurity practice? What will that tool be doing for you?
If you ask me really, because I've been in IT industry since more than 21 years now, if you ask me, AI now it is becoming very fancy term, but if you go back in the journey of AI, it actually started in 90s around, little bit innovative automation kind of stuff, and then now it is evolving as a AI and quantum computing. It's combiningly going ahead. By next 5 years we can see lot of those use cases. These AIs actually should have improved more on false positive, because many times AI, suppose you are having a very advanced firewall in your system and it is blocking few of the requests which are genuine requests, so it is not able to differentiate between false positive and real request, real threat. Those are few things where AI can enhance itself. Again, when I explain about AI to layman, I always talk like AI is a parrot. It's a bird in a cage. Okay, whatever you are teaching it, it will speak. If you are talking to Gen AI or any Chat GPT kind of applications, so it is totally data driven and algorithm driven. So if you are giving it wrong inputs, it will behave wrongly. If you are giving it right or fine tune inputs or data, it will behave properly. So it depends on us how powerful AI or how good AI technology we can invent. Another thing is we should use responsible AI. I guess many of us are not familiar. Like AI can also cause ethical issues. You must have seen, like, suppose Microsoft Copilot is one of the responsible AI technology. Suppose a small kid is asking for, I need a few nude photos. It will not give it. It will reply kindly like it is not allowed to give you. Or if you will ask a political opinion, which party will win the election, Copilot will say, I am not going to answer this question. You can ask me something else. The technology should have some ethical guidelines. There are 12 principles of ethical responsible AI as a ethical guidelines, where human safety and ethical guidelines are taken as a priority. So we should always check when we are using any AI technology, is it implemented as a responsible AI principles? So that is also one information I would like to convey through this podcast.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's very responsive use of AI is very important, because the reason why a lot of people are pushing back using AI is because they are looking at the bad side. And I tell people everything has bad side, everything has good side. So it all depends on which one do you want to pitch your tent on. So I agree with you. Using AI responsibly, I think, should be what we tell people, and that's what we should be advocating for. All right, let's dive into your special framework, BDSLCCI framework. That's your signature framework. Maybe walk us through, let our audience understand, especially for those that are not technically inclined, break it down. What is this all about, and what's the usefulness? What's this stand for?
It is business domain specific least cybersecurity controls implementation, BDSLCCI framework, and it is more useful for small and medium enterprises or even micro enterprises. We have already deployed this framework for the companies having only 2 computers and companies having 200 plus computers. So it is covering a lot of wide range of customers in small and medium enterprises. When I was doing my research as a doctorate student of SSBM Geneva, Switzerland, I got opportunity to interact with top management of small and medium enterprises from 19 different countries, including India, United States, Switzerland, and Australia. And I asked them, what are the challenges you are facing when it is coming to implementation of cybersecurity? All these companies replied me with certain inputs, and I compiled those, and I come across 3 major problems which every small and medium enterprise is facing in this world. First problem is they don't have budget, they don't have financial funding for implementing the existing standards available in market. Secondly, they are not having skills, or they are not having skilled employees to implement and maintain cybersecurity. Thirdly, they are saying, what is the return on investment? Why shall we invest in cybersecurity? Because all the standards available in market are generic in nature. They are not talking about our business goals. They are more like talking about generic set of controls. Even though you are manufacturing chemical, e-commerce, it doesn't matter for them. So I invented this framework, BDSLCCI, where depending on your business domain, it gives you tailored list of cybersecurity control. It means, suppose you are a manufacturing industry, it will give you 30 to 40 controls of manufacturing domain business which you need to implement. If you are e-commerce company, it will give you 30 to 40 controls of e-commerce company. So it is tailored to your business goal, and then it reduces the cost of cybersecurity implementation or consulting by 6 to 10 times, and it becomes very cheaper and easy to implement affair for you. To make it easy for the organizations to adopt it, we created BDSLCCI.com and BDSLCCI.in, these platforms. .com is more for international, .in is more for India, having English, Hindi and Marathi, the local language, regional languages of India. And their companies, once they register themselves, they receive complete set of policy document, guidelines, a few forms which they can use. They receive few tools. They receive online employee cybersecurity awareness training. They receive daily cyber alert email notification service. Many things are there, and when company implement BDSLCCI framework, they can undergo cybersecurity audit online or offline. After completing their audit, they can actually go for the certification. Means they will receive certificate from us, BDSLCCI certificate, the transcript like mark sheet kind of document, and one report having 20-30 pages showing effectiveness and coverage of the controls they have implemented. So every year we are doing little changes in BDSLCCI framework because we want to be in sync with the latest cyber attack trends in the market, and we want to change our framework little bit, making it sure like companies should get cyber security against latest cyber attack. So this is how it is designed. In BDSLCCI, there are level 1, level 2 and level 3. If company is only implementing around 20 controls, they receive level 1, 30 controls they receive level 2, and 40 around controls then they receive level 3. So depending on their control implementation, they can actually plan for their journey. So that is how this is designed, entirely available as a platform. So this is first kind of cybersecurity framework, especially designed for small and medium enterprises.
Wow. I think your solution caters for almost everybody. So there's no excuse to say, oh, I'm just 2 computers or I'm just 2 employees. As long as you have computer running in your business, you should be implementing cybersecurity framework into your business. And I think that's what I'm hearing from you. But one other question that I want you to clarify, or maybe to expand on, is how do you then measure the return on investment? Because I hear you earlier saying this is part of the reason why people push back to say, okay, so what is in it for me? Why should I implement this? How is it going to affect my revenue? How do you measure the return on investment, especially for those small companies?
Look, when I did studies, according to 2019-2020's reports, worldwide reports, there are 400 million small and medium enterprises worldwide, which is 90% of the business population. And these organizations are responsible for 55% of GDP contribution, 60 to 70% of global employment opportunities, and they are very important organizations for the global economy. Secondly, these companies, 1 out of 2 small and medium business is having chances of getting cyber data breach because they are not having cyber security controls in place. Secondly, 43% of cyber attacks are happening on small businesses if we compare with all the industry. 60% of small businesses shutting down their business down the time of 6 months after undergoing successful cyber attack because of compliance penalties and many issues in many countries. So it is a very big issue. When I am talking about BDSLCCI, it is having 2 different areas. First is defense in depth mechanism. Second is mission critical asset security. So defense in depth mechanism is having layered architecture where suppose there is a data layer, there is an application layer, there is a host layer, there is a network layer, there is a human layer, there is a governance layer, there is a perimeter layer. So there are 7 around cybersecurity layers, and each layer is having different cybersecurity controls which are helping organization to implement complete cyber hygiene for their organization. Secondly, mission critical asset changes depending on organization to organization. Suppose you are a manufacturing organization, for you probably computer numeric control machines, CNC machines at your shop floor are more important. If you are a hospital, IC equipment might be more important. If you are a college, your student data or laboratories are more important. So depending on your business domain, the mission critical asset changes. And again, in the mission critical asset, there are different components like confidentiality, integrity, and availability. It also changes. Suppose you are a manufacturing organization and you got a ransomware attack on your CNC machine, which is at manufacturing shop floor, and all machines stop working. If you do stop working for say couple of days, you are going to lose the productivity. You are going to lose lot of things in the market. So availability is the main criteria which you need to protect for CNC machine. So priority will be given to the availability first, then integrity, and then confidentiality. If you are a net banking product, then suppose you receive an SMS from your bank saying net banking portal is not available from 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. next day, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. next day. It is okay rather than say you receive SMS like your data got leaked, your transactions got leaked. So confidentiality is more important in net banking or BSFI kind of segment. If you are, suppose you are a vaccine manufacturing organization, you are manufacturing say Covaxin or Covishield kind of COVID vaccines, and that is every component of this vaccine is actually controlled by computerized system. Suppose that computerized system got hacked by the hacker and integrity is broken, they manipulated few components of the vaccine, it can become poison for the patient, right? So it is very important to protect integrity first and then confidentiality and then availability. So depending on this, organizations are able to relate what we are giving as a solution for cybersecurity and what we are protecting. We are protecting their core value of the business, their market reputation, their credibility in the market, their financial assets. So we are giving them mission critical asset security along with defense in depth. So that is makes this framework as a unique and different, and then they can relate with the return on investment. If they are not investing, suppose the manufacturing organization shop floor is stopped completely because CNC machines got ransomware attack, they can calculate how much value they are going to lose in the financial angles. So that is how we are actually contributing on return on investment.
All right, so if I hear you clearly, the return on investment is actually the value of what they're going to lose if they get attacked. Because at the end of the day, if a manufacturing company could not continue producing what they were supposed to be producing probably for a month, then they can calculate, okay, how much are we going to lose? Then you can flip it over to say, okay, if we spend this amount to tighten our cybersecurity threat, then we could ensure that we continue to be in business rather than losing huge production line and then we try to come back again. Well, I mean, I think it's a very good way to look at it, but I think sometimes people will want to put numbers into this, which I believe an AI tool can also help you in developing that. Because when you put this into an AI tool to say, this is how much they're going to lose if they got attacked for 1 day, for 2 days, and then you can calculate that over a month or over 2 weeks, and then let them understand, okay, this is how much you're going to really, save if you invest this now rather than you losing that. I think that kind of figure will make more sense to, business owners and organizations. Do you agree with me, sir?
So we are already working in AI use cases for this product. Now there is a lot of AI functions which we are using to study data and to recommend which control they need to implement first, second, third, like that. So we are actually calculating confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the controls which we are recommending for mission critical asset based on AI models we have designed. And
Okay, thank you so much.
in future, we are going to integrate more AI in this application to make more of the automation stuff. So as it will reduce
Fantastic.
the time of the audit and all.
All right. Can you walk us through quickly a real life scenario? You don't need to mention the name of the company, but something practical that our audience could relate with in terms of how your framework has actually significantly made a lot of difference
So
in their
there
organization.
is one manufacturing company. They are doing adhesive manufacturing, and they are international in the international market since 50 years. They are into business. They have
Okay.
used this framework, which is they are able to implement within 1.5 month, and
Mm.
they actually along with this framework, they also did VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing for their applications, and they identified lot many gaps. They've undergone ransomware attack before few months, and they found this very helpful. Similarly, this framework has been utilized by IT organizations, by the BSFI, vendor subcontractor, and many of these organizations are actually small and medium enterprises are actually part of supply chain, and supply chains are generally on the target of the cyber criminals, because mostly suppose there is a Toyota, which is a very big organization of car manufacturing in Japan. Last year they got some cyber threat because their subcontractor, small and medium enterprise, was vulnerable, and the hacker is able to do cyber attack on that small and medium enterprises. And using their portal, they are able to do some vulnerability hijacking or cyber crime on the Toyota. So it means the supply chain is very important, and most of this supply chain is made by the small and medium enterprises. So cybersecurity of the small and medium enterprises is actually going to help the big organizations. So right now, many of the organizations are actually sending list of controls to be implemented by their subcontractor. Rather than that, if I'm giving them as a framework, a standard framework with the audit, with complete report showing effectiveness and coverage of the controls they have implemented, so that is more useful for the organ. So there I'm working on.
Thank you so much. I mean, every small, medium organization needs to take adequate step in securing their bottom line, because at the end of the day, they are in business to make money and to serve their customers. Nobody wants any interruption. Thank you so much. Let's look at some of you focus your framework. You tailored this framework towards SME. Now, are there specific threats that these small and medium enterprises face that doesn't apply to the big corporation?
So look, there are many cyber threats nowadays: ransomware attack, denial of service attack, phishing, social media engineering, insider threats. Then there are different new methodologies also, and this framework is actually able to give complete protection for the small and medium enterprises because it is having defense in depth mechanism. I have never heard any organization which have implemented this framework has faced any cyber attack issues. If we are doing audit, we are helping them to implement this properly, and we are giving them certificate from us. So that is how it is implemented. Secondly, this framework is actually going to have few changes every year. So every January of the year, we are launching new framework, and so we are asking those companies to do yearly certification of this framework. So as this year we have BDSLCCI 3.0. So that is how we are actually moving ahead with all these threats which small and medium enterprises are facing.
Okay. One of the challenges that we see in almost all industry, especially when it comes to adoption of technology and implementing cybersecurity is also will be included, is the cost. Some of these small, medium companies will definitely talk about how expensive this kind of solution could be. Can you maybe walk us through what you're seeing in the market, what people are saying about the cost? Maybe your own cost is even more affordable than others. What can you tell us about that?
Look, our framework starts from say $1,000 as compared to other standards available in market starts from say 10,000 or $15,000. So we are cost effective consulting for many of the small and medium enterprises. We are around 6 to 10 times cheaper than other standards available in market. Parallel to that, we are also giving them many of the stuff free of cost once they register with us as a complimentary policy document guidelines, like guidelines starting from how to configure Wi-Fi router in their organization, how to do checker maker policy, how to behave cyber secure along with cyber safety. It should not be injurious for the employees. There is a server room and suppose it caught fire and without any identity card verification it is not opening the door, so people might got injury. So we are asking companies to implement, like there should be auto unlock of the doors if there is a fire. Data is second priority, first priority is human being. So fail safe, fail secure is one area where also BDSLCCI framework is helping organizations to be implemented. So whatever is needed for small and medium enterprises at their level, we are doing that. Apart from the technological challenges, organizations are having that top management generally. They are totally dependent on the figures and they don't want to allocate budget for IT department or the cybersecurity. That is the biggest challenge in small and medium enterprises, like you rightly said. So top management needs to be educated, and that is why I wrote many research papers, many books. I'm going on television, I'm going on many podcasts to spread cybersecurity awareness. And that is very important to convince top management of small and medium enterprises, because they are not able to understand what are the different losses they can occur, or if they undergo any, suppose they are in Europe or other countries, they are not comply with particular compliance requirement. Even after that penalty, they can shut down their business because penalties are very huge, and it is their responsibility to protect data of their employees, their customers, along with the mission critical assets required for their organization business. So that is very crucial problems, like I said, funding as well as the motive to do something. It should not come from government. Actually, you should start thinking as a cyber secured organization orientation. So that is very important.
Yeah, it's very important. Talking about awareness, I know you appear, in some of these media organizations like CNN, CNBC, and some radio shows. You mentioned some other podcasts also. And I also know that you also have some partnership like with Microsoft, Tata Teleservice. Do you think you are doing enough when it comes to education? Because if people don't know about something, there's no way they will benefit from it. So what more do you think you should be doing that you are not doing currently, even with some of the things you're doing?
Look, the education is one thing and adoption of the learning is another thing. I am reaching to the people. Many of the people appreciate me when I'm on television, I'm on radio, or I'm talking about cybersecurity. But after a couple of weeks, they are calling me like I undergone cyber attack, or I undergone some cyber crime in my personal life. Even though, despite of telling them several times we are promoting cybersecurity in nation, still people are undergoing cyber attack because they are mostly driven by greed or fear. So these are the two components which hackers generally use. Secondly, suppose there is a 20,000 employees in your organization, and because one employee is not following processes, guidelines, and because of his mistake, actually entire organization is getting penalized, because of the cyber criminals are able to target that one machine and they can enter in your organization's network. These things are happening. So it is very difficult to manage human layer, and most of the 99% of the cyber attacks having some kind of human issues when it happens. Even though you have super firewall, super AI technology, super endpoint protection, super policy implementation in your organization, still if one person is doing mistake, then it is causing entire organization as a very damaging thing for them. And if you look at this, the zero trust architecture, which is also we are taking as a access control, is very important to be implemented in organization, because even one person is having undergone any cyber attack in your organization, the entire organization will not get impacted. So that is also one area. So BDSLCCI framework is designed in a way where we are having lot many small things taken care, and we implement it, and it is also available as a book for your knowledge, audience knowledge. So this book is available on Amazon, Kindle version, ebook version, and color paperback version. So it is very interesting book for any business owner to read, or any cyber security expert to read, and it is available in, I guess, 150 plus countries now. And so this book will help you to understand this framework. Along with that, if you go to bdslcci.com, you can share the links afterwards in the video description. So as people can go through it and they can read more about this framework, they can register themselves as an organization, they can utilize our platform.
All right, that's very fascinating. Wow. Now, let's look at your growth as a company. How many people are using this framework? And then what's your projection, probably in the next 12 months? I believe you have in mind, say, well, in the next 12 months, we want to see social number using our framework. Again, are you also thinking about going international? Because cybersecurity is not just about a country, it's worldwide.
So right now we have our distributed team, and we have collaboration with another few companies where we are working as a strategic partner for delivering assignments. So every time we are not traveling across world, so there are collaborations in different companies. We as a together we are forming a community to cyber secure small and medium enterprises, and we are serving industry. Apart from that, we are actually focused on micro, small and medium enterprise right now. So we are trying to collab with the other organization to become partner or certifying body for BDSLCCI framework. So that is one area. Secondly, I'm already in discussion with few governments of different countries through their organizations, like the government collaborated or PSU kind of organizations, public undertaken organization of government. So where I'm pushing this framework to be adopted by the country, like in India also I'm trying that, and couple of more countries I'm trying that. So as it will benefit at the country level if the government is able to adopt this framework for the small and medium enterprises of that country. So I'm getting very positive response, but as you know, it's a government, it takes time because they are bound to many different criterias and policies, so it takes time. But I'm very hopeful, like in near future, there will be few countries who are using this BDSLCCI framework nationwide.
Yeah. In the next 12 months, how many people do you want to see using your framework?
So as I told you, 400 million small and medium enterprises worldwide. And so I'm targeting 5 million companies down the time of 5 years if I got investment or interest from the government. So I'm working towards that.
Now you want to target 5,000.
5 million companies.
5 million.
Yeah, because it's a very big market right now. In India itself, we have 60 million small and medium enterprises registered with the government.
I mean, 5 million is not a lot, especially when you are targeting small and medium company. If you're targeting the larger corporation, probably we may say, and the turnaround time for small and medium will be faster than the corporation. So I think it's a goal that you can actually achieve even faster than 5 years if you have the right strategy.
Correct.
But anyway,
so I need government support where I'm working on, because as you rightly said, these companies are not very open for cyber security. If there is a cyber attack, they format their machine and they start working. They are not even bother about reporting it, many of these companies, and they are bypassing the compliance requirement. But if there is a forcefully action from the government of many countries, then probably small and medium enterprises are willing to implement cybersecurity at their end. So government, like suppose you are a banking business, PCI DSS compliance is very important to be implemented as per the guidelines from the government or the banking authority of the country. Like in India, we have RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So if there is a compliance requirement, then organizations are willing to go for it. If there is no compliance requirement, organizations are saying it's okay, we are not having cyber, we will check it later next year, but that next year will never come. So that is where we are trying to work on, because it says if there is a war situation, then cyber security, if it is not in place, it can be dangerous for any country because it can stop entire organizations ecosystem of the country. And suppose there is some kind of ransomware or malware which is stopping entire production of the, say, particular country, it is damaging to the complete ecosystem or economy of the that country. It is going to, cybersecurity is going to be next important aspect when there are war situations or even there is enmity among two countries. So as I told you, there are state-sponsored cyber attacks. You must have heard, like before 3 years in the Florida, United States, there was a cyber attack on the water supply system of the city, and these water supply systems are having programmable logic controller (PLC) mechanism to control sodium hydroxide and chlorine levels. Sodium hydroxide is being used to remove metal particles from this water and purify it. And hacker, I guess according to news, the Hamas hacker actually manipulated the integrity of those PLCs and they increase sodium hydroxide level 1,000 times. The water become poison, but before it got supplied to the city, it got caught by the test laboratory. So otherwise it could have injurious to lives of many people. So these kind of attacks are very dangerous. Even human can lose his life if the ransomware attack is able to reach till ICU equipment. And one of the lady in France before a couple of years died because there was a ransomware attack on the ICU equipment of the hospital and doctor couldn't treat her.
It's really huge. The threat is very huge. So, doctor, do you think cyber attack can ever be eradicated?
It is a very good question, and many times people might answer this question as a technical question, like we should have cybersecurity in place, we should invest so much of money at a nation level to prevent cyber attacks. But I definitely think like many of these cyber attacks are because of the human beings or the nations who are actually state sponsoring hackers or cyber criminals to perform or invent new cyber attack methodologies, new technologies, new ways to hamper economy of the other country. And they are having malicious intention, they have criminal mindset. And that can be only stopped if we have change in human behavior as a long-term solution, or we should stop enmity as a states or as a nations. So I guess the right answer which I thought of is we should spread lot of love. There should be love within communities, within nations, and there should not be enmity, which will reduce the cyber attack completely. It can reduce by 99.99%. So that human behavior change is really needed, and we should spread lot of love, lot of collaboration among countries. That is the only way. We should have a lot of humanity in nations.
Wow, that's really fascinating. Spread love. It's the only way we can eradicate cyber attack. I mean, I think it makes sense because if you're looking after me, I'm looking after you, we're looking after one another. We want every one of us to succeed. I mean, we help one another. We wouldn't be thinking about doing bad thing, trying to attack and, do all those stuff. It really makes sense. But the question though is, how do we achieve that? I think you and I can be the champion from our own circle and then trickles down. So Thanks for sharing that. Let's share love amongst one another. All right. The last questions that I want to ask you, you've said a lot of things and very insightful. So if somebody out there listening, watching at one stage or the other, they want to contact you, they want to get in touch with you, probably they want to collaborate with you, they want some information with you, where can they find you?
I'm mostly available on LinkedIn. It is always open on my desktop. So if they search Dr. Shekar Pawar, Cybersecurity Law, so they can find me. Other than that, we have our United States website, securitylawcom, as well as securitylawcom, which is India's website. So they can find our contact information over there. And I'm also having my YouTube channel they can find over there. And they can also find me on Amazon because I'm author of this book, BDSLCCI. So they can search me on Amazon author, and they can also search me on Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and many research websites because my research profiles are there. So they can contact me in various ways. I guess we will share few links in the description of this video for their easy to access to my profile.
Yeah, that's true. The link is going to be available, and people could be able to use the link to contact you. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on the podcast. I believe everything you've said today will go a long way in terms of educating people and for them to know anything they need to know about cybersecurity and how to prevent it. Spreading love. Thank you so much once again, and we wish you well in your journey in the future.
Thank you very much. It was really nice talking to you, and I guess I got opportunity to spread more awareness about cybersecurity and our services as well. So thank you very much for inviting me for this podcast. And I wish you, your channel, all the best for future podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
You didn't quit your day job to become a full-time admin assistant. The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. At Permasize AI Forge, we know you didn't start your business to spend 60 hours a week on paperwork, chasing leads, and managing endless admin tasks. You started it to build something meaningful and serve your clients. But right now, you're trapped in the day-to-day grind instead of growing your business. What if I told you our clients are reclaiming 15, 20 hours per week, increasing their revenue by 30 to 50% within 6, 12 months, and finally getting their lives back? We don't just automate random tasks. We build custom AI systems that eliminate the bottlenecks choking your growth, from leads generation to lead, nurturing and management to project management to client follow-ups. Stop paying for an expensive, frustrating manual system. It's time to upgrade to strategic automation. Visit PermasizeAIForge.com and book your free business transformation strategy call today. Discover exactly how much time and money you're losing to manual processes and how to get both back. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Intelligence Forge, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode packed with game-changing insights. Your future automated business is waiting.